everybody, it's me, Sheila, from Cozy Ceramic Sheila. In this video, I am going to show you how I made a cookie jar, and it is kind of special cookie jar for me because it's a cookie jar for a pack of stroopwafels. And this is a pack of stroopwafels. There is not much in it because I like them a lot. But yeah, it's about this full, and they come in a plastic. And I wanted to make a cookie jar that the cookies and the plastic fits in it. And the special thing about this is that those cookies are stroopwafels. And een stroopwafel is, again, very Dutch. I'm sorry, I like my Dutch things and I like to tell about it. So this is a stroopwafel. It is this thin, but it exists out of 2 layers of dough. Crispy dough, not too crispy, a little bit tough too. And in between is a layer of trickle, and that trickle tastes a bit like caramel. And so yeah, that is the stroopwafel. This is broken off in a pack. I did not do that, but okay. The stroopwafel dates back to 1835, and the first stroopwafel was made in that year in Gouda. Gouda is a city in the Netherlands, in the province of Zuid-Holland. And in the meantime, the stroopwafel developed and came in little stroopwafeltjes too, and all over the world. So maybe you've heard about the stroopwafel, or maybe you taste a stroopwafel. The stroopwafel is yum. So if you come across one pack in the supermarket, buy it, taste it. It is recommendable to dive into the stroopwafel. It's very yum. So I made a cookie jar for a pack of stroopwafels, and you can follow it. And if I speed it up here and there, and if it gets too boring, then skip to the end and see how the finished piece looks. So enjoy, and I see you in the next video. Bye. Yum. Here you see the pieces that are already rolled out. This is the wall of the cookie jar. This is the bottom of the cookie jar, cut out with my favorite cookie cutter. And this is the lid of the jar, and this is where I am going to press the stroopwafel in. And that strip that's laying there, that is for the wall of the lid of the cookie jar. Here's the pack of stroopwafels. Here to show you that I have enough room left that it will fit in the jar. That was the cookie jar wall. This is the strip of the wall that comes into the lid of the cookie jar. This is the bottom, and this is the lid of the cookie jar. And now I'm going to press in a stroopwafel. You see the trickle. Yum 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 yum. Caramel trickle. Press hard to get a good print. And then with another cookie cutter make a nice size of how the real stroopwafel is, and smoothing up the edges of the stroopwafel. Make a second one. One comes on the cookie jar and the other one comes on the lid of the cookie jar. And so here is the second stroopwafel. And voila! Smoothen up the edges. This is the bottom of the cookie jar, and for this project I decided not to use my maker's mark, but to write it in myself. Cozy ceramic Sheila. And now I'm going to fit the wall of the cookie jar. See how much I have to cut off to make it all fit. Cutting off the excess. Try it on again. Does it fit? Yes, it does fit. And then I'm going to make 45-degree angles on the place where the seam comes. Going to score the bottom. And the seam of the cookie jar wall. And the bottom of the cookie jar wall. And putting the slip on. And putting it on the bottom. And putting the slip on the seam. And closing the seam. And yeah, that is a matter of feeling, smoothening, and one more try if the cookies in the plastic will fit in it, and it does fit. I still have room over, and that's good because it's going to shrink. Making little strips of clay, put that on the seam inside the jar to close it nice and properly and secure it. So also this project, again, a lot of scoring and slipping, and that takes time. Also on the outside, a little strip of clay to close the seam there too. Just a very thin strip. And smoothening it out with the sculpture tool, a wooden sculpture tool, and the sponge. This clay is also with a minimum of crock in it, 25%, and the grit is very fine, 0.2 millimeters. Here I'm bending all the bows of the bottom around the cookie jar ball and give it some extra very thin slip to close the cracks. With the sponge and flipping it over and see if it is round enough. Scoring and slipping the wall of the cookie jar and the stroopwafel cookie, and pasting it on. Pressing and feel that it really gets grip. Make sure that there are no air bubbles in it. And that's the result so far. Yeah, smoothen the edges with water and a pencil. And then I'm going to work on the lid of the cookie jar. Putting the stroopwafel on too. And see if it's centered and mark that. And then again, scoring and slipping. And putting it together. Yeah, wiggle so that I can feel that it gets grip. clean it up with pencil and water. And then I'm going to work on the wall of the lid of the cookie jar. That is that strip that I already cut out in the beginning. Scoring, slipping, put it together. Yeah, pressing and wiggle so that I can feel that it gets grip. And another strip of clay to secure the seam. And press that in with my sculpt tool. And make it all nice and smooth. And another strip of clay for the outside of the seam. Pressing it in with the sculpt tool. And make it smooth and nice and neat with the sponge. And with a smaller sponge. Here it is, the lid of the cookie jar. And now the knob. I'm making a cylinder here. So the knob is hollow. And later on I put I pricked it in with a fine tool to make a hole so that the air is not trapped in there, because on this cylinder I'm going to put a final piece. But first here a little strip of clay to close that seam properly. Putting it away under plastic. While I'm working on the final piece of the knob, making an imprint with a Stroopwafel again. And cutting out two pieces here. Paste them together, smoothing the edges. And scoring, slipping. And then the final piece goes on. So here you can see that air is trapped now in that small cylinder. But on the other side of the lid I will make a hole in it later. And the cookie jar is finished. Almost. It's not finished yet. because on the other side I'm going to decorate with slip and a slip trailer. I decided to make a Dutch windmill because the whole cookie jar is a Dutch item for the stroopwafel. So yeah, here I made the windmill, finishing off the wings of the mill. And next to the mill I made some greens, some grasses, and that you get the idea that the mill is in a landscape. Well, this is the cookie jar, the finished piece. I hope you like it, and if so, then please give me a thumb up. And thank you for watching. Bye bye.